It's fall in the country. Time to look at some beautiful leaves, and then we're going to talk about why do leaves change color in the fall? Stay tuned. So we are on the edge of our pasture, and you can see up here, those are really, really big oaks. I'm actually colorblind, so I don't get to enjoy the fall colors as much as everybody else. I believe over there, that looks red to me. I am colorblind, but that there is, I believe that is a tulip poplar. So we got an oak there. All of these trees that have already lost their leaves, those are walnuts, minus that one in the middle, which is basically dead. That's a locust that needs to come down. But fall in western North Carolina is pretty beautiful. You see a lot of yellows and oranges. There's some nice reds, I believe. There's some red leaves there that we'll go check out. So western North Carolina, lots of people come to look at our beautiful leaves. They're known as leaf peepers around here. And they just love coming from the city, driving on the Blue Ridge Parkway, looking at our beautiful fall colors. We don't have to go anywhere because it's in our backyard. But let's talk about the science. Why do leaves change colors in the fall? Wow. Check out that vibrant color. All from this beautiful maple tree. Wow. We're on the edge of our woods, and it's towards the end of October. Normally, actually, we have fall color a little bit sooner, but really, this last weekend is when the fall colors have really started to pop. So that got me to thinking, I wonder if people know, why do leaves change colors anyways? So I'm going to try to share some science knowledge. So if you enjoy science, this is going to be more of a science video on our Homestead channel. So first of all, in order to understand why leaves change from green to other colors, first we got to understand, why are leaves green and how does light work anyways? So the current theory is that plants evolved from algae that lived inside bodies of water, in the ocean, in lakes. But by the time that the algae evolved, there was already photosynthetic bacteria that lived above it, closer to the sunlight. That photosynthetic bacteria was not absorbing green light that much in order to make photosynthesis happen. So basically, those bacteria were more absorbing orange, yellow light. So plants kind of had to use what light was available because they were underneath this level of bacteria. And then we had the algae that were living underneath the bacteria. So they had to make use of what light could get through the bacteria. So light, every color of light has a different wavelength, slightly different energy level on the electromagnetic spectrum. So every type of light has a slightly different amount of energy that plants are able to absorb. So if you have a red apple, it's absorbing all of those colors except for red, and red is being reflected back to your eyes, and that's why we see red or any other color for the most part. So plants are green because they weren't able to compete with the bacteria that evolved first that were photosynthetic. It's not like they had a choice. It's just the algae and the plants that were green were successful and they were able to thrive. Then plants evolved to become land plants, mosses and ferns. Those plants stayed green because they didn't really have a reason to evolve into a different color for the most part. I know there's exceptions, but there wasn't any competition to not be green for the most part. Now, the reason why plants change colors in the fall is because we've all heard of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the main pigment in chloroplasts that helps with photosynthesis. So chlorophyll absorbs photons, absorbs energy from the sun. Gotta scratch my nose. So it absorbs energy from the sun that excites an electron, and it breaks apart water molecules, H2O. That's how we get oxygen from photosynthesis. So it breaks apart H2O, excites electrons that help with photosynthesis. So most leaves are green because they have a lot more chlorophyll than they do these other pigments called accessory pigments. So some of those accessory pigments you maybe have heard with carrots, you may have heard of carotene. That's what makes carrots orange. So there are other pigments besides chlorophyll, like carotene. We have xanthophylls in here as well. Those are known as accessory pigments. Those pigments are also absorbing energy from the sun, and they are helping with photosynthesis to some degree. But what's happening, the green chlorophyll, there's so much more of that typically that it masks these other accessory pigment colors. And if you think about it, these accessory pigments help plants survive because they are absorbing on a slightly different wavelength. So they are helping the leaves absorb more energy. So in the fall, due to temperature and less daylight, chlorophyll pigment starts to break apart. And that's why we see yellows and oranges and reds, because those accessory pigments are there, but they're not able to shine through because of the domination by the chlorophyll. And if you think about it, these accessory pigments are helping the plants absorb just a little more energy in the fall because chlorophyll is basically gone. But these accessory pigments are still able to resist being broken apart because of the colder temperatures, less sunlight. So they give the plants a few more weeks of being able to conduct photosynthesis. And then, of course, these leaves are eventually going to fall off the tree, and the cycle is going to start all over again. So that's basically why leaves change colors in the fall. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. Tell us what else you like about our channel if you watch a lot. If you want a video about something on the homestead or even a science video, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Until next time, keep on dreaming.